No, thank you so much. Good morning. It's an honor for me to be here today to talk to many of you that have been here for several years, working across our industry, our partner organizations, our peer organizations, industry experts that are leading and shaping the visions of tomorrow from a telecommunications and an overall industry perspective. Today we're going to talk at a broader level about some of the trends that we're seeing across the industry, how this threads the needle through our customers and the experiences, and what we're seeing from an infrastructure perspective. Before I get started though, I just wanted to say, as I was listening to some of the speakers earlier today, you guys heard a lot about AI. You're going to hear a lot of the same themes from me today at a higher level, just bridging that gap between all of the things that our communities are working on together. If we think about it a couple of years ago, AI was really more of just a automated compute engine. People were really thinking about this as something that's been around for decades, really more around computations and things that were happening in the industry at large for decades. Today, you can't go to a conference, probably a team meeting, and honestly, I don't think we can go to a family gathering where people are not talking about AI and what it's doing to transform how we think, how we operate, how we do daily tasks, from building our grocery lists and having it help us go and create meal planning to helping hopefully devise our better gym schedules that we're all trying to fit in every day. So when we think about this, it's really transformative, and we're seeing progress that we haven't seen in years. Today, we're standing at a defining crossroads where artificial intelligence is not just an emerging technology, it's rapidly becoming the central engine of enterprise transformation. The networks we build now will determine how fast and how far our businesses will go for the next decade. The emergence of AI is driving different discussions of connectivity at all levels, how networks are architected, where providers are growing to meet the demand, and how customers are at the center of every one of those discussions. We've heard a lot, and we've already talked about the pace of AI and the acceleration of adoption. If we think about ChatGPT, it was introduced in 2022. For all of us sitting in this room, that probably feels like a decade ago, but it was really just 3 years ago. And today, it is the most downloaded application with over 800 million weekly active users. This is sparking massive interest in AI when we think about the number of people that are being brought together by this technology. Since 2022, we've seen a surge of innovation that's taking place in both startups and large enterprises alike. Last quarter, PitchBook reported that 65% of VC deal funding went to startups. One study that was conducted by the World Bank talked about how AI reduced the time to complete 18 tasks, from writing to scheduling to programming to troubleshooting, by 60%. Investors have taken note of this disruptive potential in this new technology, and they're rapidly offering their support and their funding to build new infrastructure and develop new applications. You guys heard a lot today already about the amount of money that's being poured into the infrastructure of the industry. We've heard analysts talk about more than $1.5 trillion. In fact, I saw numbers today, $2 trillion, $5 trillion. This money that's being poured into data centers to build the largest data centers on the planet, where data center operators will be the key aggregators for AI capacity, representing a 12% CAGR over the next 5 years. Data center operators of all kinds, enterprises, traditional colocation providers, and hyperscalers are racing to build new sites. Expansion is going to require enormous amounts of compute, therefore power. You heard a little bit about this today already. This can be potential for creating bottlenecks in the data center development. If we think about data centers and power, something interesting was highlighted to me a couple of weeks ago. Today, data centers draw about 4% of the US power. And by 2030, they're expected to draw 12% of the US power. So just to put that in context, that's like powering 10 to 15 New York cities every year in this data center environment. It's significant in terms of the workloads, and you heard earlier about the providers that are racing to not only build these infrastructure locations, but how quickly space in these locations is being consumed. So let's consider these forces that are reshaping our market and driving the need for this connectivity speed. This acceleration of AI adoption is demanding that networks are faster, smarter, and more secure. As you guys know, legacy infrastructure cannot keep up with the pace of this AI-driven change. AI workloads are growing at an exponential rate, and they're driving unprecedented demand for bandwidth and ultra-low latency. Bandwidth connecting these data centers is projected to grow sixfold over the next 5 years alone, while latency-sensitive applications such as fraud detection and autonomous systems become mission-critical. Data is surging from the edge to the cloud to optimize processing and storage. And across every industry, leaders are making bold investments to future-proof their digital platforms. The message from the market is unambiguous. The network is now a strategic differentiator. It is the foundation on which AI drives enterprises, and AI-driven enterprises will compete and win. Modern networks will provide a competitive advantage through low latency and high reliability in data transmission. AT&T, we like to say the customer is at the center of everything we do. And when we think about what's happening in this AI-driven environment and these data center forces, addressing customer pain points has to be mission critical. Our enterprises are facing several critical challenges in this AI era, and we must prioritize those challenges. If we talk just about a few of them, I'll talk about the 4 here that are on the slide today, but let's start with latency. Idle GPUs can waste compute cycles, while bandwidth bottlenecks, especially those east to west traffic between data centers and clouds, are surging. Even milliseconds matter for AI-powered decisions. Bandwidth. We've talked about the fact that these surging data volumes are straining legacy systems. Security complexity increases as distributed AI workloads expand the attack surface, and agility gaps emerge when networks fail to scale on demand or integrate seamlessly with cloud environments. These structural shifts in enterprise IT are why solutions like AT&T's Express Waves and 400 gig dedicated internet are gaining traction. Express Waves enables rapid, high-capacity interconnect between major data center hubs, and 400 gig dedicated internet simplifies the massive bandwidth delivery with fewer cross-connects and no link aggregation. These innovations are not just products, they're strategic responses to evolving customer needs, keeping the customer at the center of what we focus on. Success for enterprises requires orchestrating resources for business outcomes, not just providing connectivity. We talk a lot about the fact that our customers need solutions, they need outcomes, and we don't want to talk to them just about connectivity. We want to talk to them about the solutions that connectivity can enable. Enterprise demands are consistently pointing to the need for high capacity, programmable, secure, and agile networks. Today, we're seeing massive demand starting to grow for 400 gig circuits, and that's really what we're seeing trending today. But we also know that commercial availability for 800 gigs is emerging. And based on these trends, we can expect, as we have discussions with our industry partners, that 1.6 terabytes is on the very near horizon. In fact, AT&T earlier this year completed our first 1.6 terabyte test between Newark and Philadelphia. Symmetrical bandwidth for real-time ingestion and inference, programmable intent-based networks to automate provisioning, optimize traffic dynamically, and embed security that scales with workloads. These are mission critical for enterprises. AI-ready network addresses these needs with a converged, programmable core designed for agility and cost efficiency. Built on agile software-defined foundation that supports rapid service activation and dynamic scaling. At AT&T Business, we're answering the call with AI-ready network. a platform built for the future of our reimagined network core. AT&T's AI-ready network is designed for high throughput, low latency, and secure operations at scale. It currently supports 800 gig on ultra-long haul routes with a roadmap to 1.6 terabytes. The network's cloud-native, software-defined core includes observability and automation for dynamic scaling, while programmable interfaces enable application-led orchestration and quality on demand. This architecture aligns with GNE's emphasis on open, federated NAS ecosystems and standardized APIs, enabling multi-provider automation and seamless integration across footprints. Global fiber demand is projected to reach 200 million miles by 2030, and data center capacity is growing at a 15% CAGR. I don't think in our industry we've seen growth rates like this in quite some time. We're seeing this driven by AI clusters in hubs like Northern Virginia, right here in Dallas, and Phoenix. Data centers are experiencing explosive growth to accommodate the rising digital traffic storage requirements. The future really belongs to those who can seamlessly connect, automate, and secure the flow of data across clouds, across borders, and across ecosystems. AT&T's leadership in fiber and data center innovation, along with strategic partnerships, positions it to drive digital transformation to meet current and future enterprise needs. We've also heard a lot today about security, and I won't say just today. I'm sure that many of you have been talking about security for quite some time. AI is driving different trends, it's driving different exposures, and it's driving different risk when we think about the network and the infrastructure. And security cannot be an afterthought. Our approach has been to embed security into every layer of our network, from zero trust access controls to SASE architectures and quantum safe encryption. We're building dynamic defenses that adapt as threats evolve so our customers can innovate with confidence. Security is foundational in this AI era. AT&T's dynamic defense is live today on our dedicated internet and our switched Ethernet on demand. And it will extend to our shared fiber and our fixed wireless portfolio early in 2026. This policy-driven protection includes DNS filtering and in-network controls that scale with AI workloads. The architecture supports zero trust principles and compliance for regulated industries. As security complexity grows with distributed AI workloads, embedded security becomes essential for trust and performance. GNE's focus on certified SASE and quantum safe networking reflects the industry's commitment to secure, automated, and federated ecosystems, principles that AT&T's network is built to support. We're also redefining how networks are consumed, moving from static infrastructure to network as a service federated models. Through automation and open APIs, we're enabling enterprises to orchestrate global connectivity, integrate partners, and automate supply chains with unprecedented speed and reliability. Lifecycle service orchestration APIs enable seamless buyer-seller automation. Federation across trusted, multi-operated NAS ecosystems ensures end-to-end footprint-agnostic SLAs. Network APIs support application-led connectivity and quality on demand for AI agents, edge inference, and time-sensitive traffic. AT&T's AI-ready network is engineered to participate in these federated models, offering programmability and telemetry that deliver consistent experiences across providers. This alignment with GNE's vision underscores AT&T's role in shaping the future of secure, automated, and intelligent networks. As we look ahead, the imperative is clear. This AI era demands a new class of network, one that is fast, secure, agile, and intelligent. At AT&T Business, we're committed to leading this transformation, but we can't do it alone. As I look across this room and I see our industry partners, our customers, our peers, we welcome you to join us, as I know that you already are. We're all here at this Mplify event because we believe that there is a need for all of these organizations to come together in a collaborative way to help achieve our mission and build the networks that will power the next wave of business innovation. Together, we can unlock the promise of AI and create a future where every enterprise is connected, protected, and empowered to achieve more. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today about the threads of AI, the industry changes, how we're protecting our customers, and security at the core of what we do. Thank you.